Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely.
Lukas Graham on the Adam Bomb Show.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, so let's do roll call, and I want you to make, after I say your name, the sound that you would make after you eat something amazing. So let's start with, Lukas, let's start with you.
Thank you for serving good food.
That's nice. Magnus.
Did you just come?
Yeah.
Or auditioning,
It's the same sound.
or auditioning for a Halloween movie. How about Mark? It's good. Casper.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I like that one. So I really, what got me thinking was I saw a picture, Lukas, you had on your Twitter of you guys eating barbecue, and I believe some of you had your shirts off. Does that normally happen where you eat with your shirts off?
We only take our shirts off if it's really, really hot.
Okay.
When you're cooking in the middle of winter, it's very stupid to take your shirt off if you're standing outside at the barbecue.
Right.
No, the barbecue is something we do when we have a stop or we have time. We have a propane gas grill in the bus, and we go find a good butcher. I do a good little molasses rub for the ribs, a little
Have you
spicy.
ever tried coffee rub?
No.
I'm a big barbecue guy. Brisket. There's some rubs that put coffee in it, and the aftertaste is amazing. You wouldn't think it because it's coffee, but it's pretty good.
It's like when people cook with licorice, you're not expecting it to taste good.
Right, exactly.
When I make chili con carne, I put coffee in that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you?
Coffee,
And
red
chocolate.
wine, and chocolate.
And brown sugar.
Who's the and whiskey's who's the
Whiskey,
chef
bourbon,
of the group
actually.
though? Who makes the best food?
That's probably the two of us over here.
Yeah. And you guys reap the rewards,
They
right?
just like to eat, and they're good at washing the dishes.
That's good, right? Lukas Graham's on the Adam Bomb Show. When we caught up with you at the Grammys, Lukas, you specifically told me when you were going to come to Atlanta, you were going to do two things. You were going to eat fried food and go to strip clubs.
And I've already done both, and I haven't even been here for 12 hours.
It's amazing. Just wanted to follow up on that. So,
Well, see, there was a nice buffet lunch at a strip club, so I did both at the same time. I had a
That
bit of
is
fried
true.
chicken, and I got to toss a
you're
couple
not
of dollars.
kidding though. If people know about strip clubs, but we'll move on to something else. Lukas Graham's on the Adam Bomb Show. When we saw you at the Grammys, 7 years in the States was just starting to gain some traction. Now it's like the huge balloon has popped and everybody knows who you are. Has it changed anything? How you approach performances? Anything like that?
Well, I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Do we seem like we lost it and
No.
became big-headed?
No, you honestly don't. Like, we've talked about strip clubs, barbecue, shirts off, who's the best cook. You know what I mean?
So it's the exact same interview as we did at the Grammys.
And it was so chaotic. When we do things
There was
at
so
award
many
shows-
people.
Right. How do you handle yourselves in front of so many people, not only like TV shows, like you do those late shows performing? Is there a way you perform on those that different than you do at your own shows?
Yeah, like Mark is very good at motivating me. He always looks at me and says, "Just pretend we've done a full 60-minute show, and because I'm really bad at doing that one song only.
Yeah.
And Mark just tells me, "Hey, dude, it's okay. You just played 65 minutes. We're just in the backstage. You just change your clothes. That's why it's all dry. You're gonna go on stage and do the encore." Like that's the way he motivates me. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's just the encore."
Right.
And then you go in there as if the audience is already owned, as if you've already won them by playing for them for 60 minutes, and then you go on and do the encore. But it's weird. It's really weird.
Is it really?
Yeah.
When you four first got together, was there any point as you're rehearsing, as you're trying to make it big, did you ever get discouraged and say, maybe this isn't for us?
Never.
Never?
No, I think if anyone ever had that slight drop and doubt, everyone would be quick to catch that guy, because you're only as strong as your weakest link.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And it's very important to stay motivated and be happy about what you do. And we had some talks once in a while, and I had to call up the manager once and say, "Dude, I know this next tour isn't making any money if we do this, but everyone needs their own hotel room. We've been on the road for too long now. We need our own hotel rooms. We need to do stuff like this. We need something like that." And I think that's probably why we're grounded and we're pretty, still four regular fellas.
Yeah.
Because we ask for the things that we really need, and then we leave the bullshit to someone else.
I have never heard artists ask for something. Like, it's always like, tell them. But that's really cool that you guys are
I
down.
request, I desire, I would like, can you please?
Right.
Because if you're nice to people, they'll be nice to you. And there's nobody in this world who's evil intentionally. Everybody thinks they're doing good. But if you're yelling at someone, they're just going to feel offended because it's not their fault that the tour isn't going the way you want it to. It's not their fault that someone booked a hotel at like 2 hours drive from the venue. Like,
Yeah.
you just have to call them and say, hey, this doesn't work for us. We need to be able to walk to the venue. We need to be able to go out and get some healthy lunch, because if we eat barbecue when we're here in the South, but if we had barbecue and gummy bears and
Every
chips every day, like, we can't handle it, you know?
Yeah, you'd be unhealthy too, doing that every day. Lukas Graham's on the Adam Bomb Show. You guys, tell me about Lukas. Lukas does all the talking. Tell me about him.
He's good at talking. Lucas has a lot of words.
As you can hear.
As you can hear, yeah.
It's because I'm still a little bit drunk from the strip club.
Hey, right.
That's also the reason why he write all the lyrics, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, guys, do you ever, and it's maybe a dumb question now, but some artists have said when their song gets played so much, do you ever get sick of hearing your song play? Not playing it, but when your song plays somewhere.
No, not really.
Okay. Oh, Lukas has something to say on this.
I have to admit, I don't like listen that much to our record when I'm alone anymore.
I ask the taxi driver to turn it down or switch the
Really?
station up. Well, because it's fun. Like, oh yeah, our song's on the radio, and then you realize I'm that fuck driving around in an Uber in Atlanta listening to my own song right now.
But
And like,
Lukas,
you don't want to be that guy. You
but
just
there's
don't want to be
not many
that guy.
people that can say they can actually do that in the world.
I love the fact that we could go to any country in the whole world, put on a random station, wait for 20 minutes, and our song will come on.
All right, here's. We'll get a little serious here. Is there a fan that has wrote to you, tweeted to you, said to you, "Wow, this song hits me home"? Because these songs are personal for you.
Has that happened?
Has anyone?
a lot.
I think it happens like every 10 minutes.
Do you step back? How do you handle that?
I just try to tell people I'm not a counselor, I'm not a shrink, I'm not here to solve their problems or heal the world. I'm just a guy with a song. And if
Yeah.
there wasn't an audience and if I didn't have a band, I'd just be a guy with a hat on the walking street trying to make a bit of money. And yeah, I love the fact that my songs can touch people like deeply, like touch their souls. But I try to tell them, dude, I can't carry your troubles too. I mean, my father's dead, my friends are in prison, some of them got shot to pieces and are dead. Like, and I write songs about that to help myself. And what I tell people who come up to me and say, "Oh, my dad died 2 years ago," and it's like, I'm not trying to make fun of those people.
Right.
Because I love the fact that I can help them emotionally, but I can't help them talking to them. So what I tell them is write your dad a letter, or write your friend a poem.
What you did actually, 'cause you kind of wrote a lot in the aftertime, like when you.
I still write about it, and I have maybe 10, 20 songs that
Do you
won't ever
really?
be released.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
You're not supposed to get over losing your father, or
Exactly.
losing your mother, or losing a good friend. It's not like losing your dog or your guinea pig.
Okay.
You're not supposed to get over it. You're supposed to work with it. And it's the good old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you're supposed to use all of your weaknesses to your advantage in life. That is the best advice I've given anyone who comes up to me after a show and says, "Dude, I just need some advice because I don't know." And I say, hey. One, get yourself a shrink, or talk to your friends or your mom or your sisters or whatever.
Right.
But use your weaknesses. Don't hide away from them and try to block it in, because then it's just going to bust the dam.
Well, it's good. Honestly, that quote you just said about use your weaknesses for your strength, that is amazing. Like, I have not heard something like that, because I can feel the passion in your guys' voice, even you guys listening to him talk. It's pretty amazing that you're able to make music that really everybody understands.
Well, you can say right now, every week when there's a chart update about where 7 Years is or how many sales we've got, there's a lot of fans from other artists that write that I am a dick and a shithead and I should choke on the pizza I'm having for lunch.
What?
And what I do is, if I see some of those tweets or see
Yeah.
those messages on Instagram or Facebook, what I do is I show them to the guys and say, hey, someone actually went through the trouble to write something negative about us. That means we must have had an impact on that sorry ass.
Exactly.
And then you have to realize that the person writing something negative about you must have something really horrible going on inside themselves. And we can just be the guys who don't write negative stuff about other people.
It's better to get a reaction than not, right? That's what I think.
Bad
sometimes.
press is still press.
Press, right. All right, let's wrap it up with Lukas Graham on the Adam Bomb Show. Let's go down, and you can just blurt it out. Who dresses the best in the group?
Well, Magnus is an impeccable dresser, but he doesn't even know what he's doing. He just does it.
All right, who can't?
I don't know. You just shopped some crazy cowboy clothes in
Cowboy
Dallas.
toy?
Cowboy
You
toy.
just shop some crazy cowboy toy.
Cowboy clothes in Dallas, yeah.
Who can't hold their liquor?
None of these guys can.
Lucas is
But
the guy.
It's usually our tour manager, Anders. He can't hold his liquor.
Okay, and this one maybe one. Who is the best ladies' man in this group?
There's a reason why they call him Mr. Lovestick, you know? Well, there's also Mr. Joe Handsome over
right,
here.
right.
We also call him Master of the MILFs.
Oh, hey, that's for another interview.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not, right?
Or an adult video.
Oh.
Okay, we'll drop it right there, right?
Bombshell, huh?
Lucas Graham on the
got
Adam
the
Bomb
mic.
Show. Hey, we appreciate you playing. We're playing your song. We appreciate you playing good music for us to put out.
Thank
It
you.
really is cool to see it cut through and to a change of pace, especially with pop music. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once I was 7 years old.